today we're exploring something really powerful, how art can just grab you emotionally, sometimes with just one single image.
Mm-hmm.
And our focus is a painting that absolutely does that. It's captivating, completely heartbreaking, called The Acrobats by Gustave Doré.
A truly arresting piece.
Yeah, exactly. And we're not just going to, describe what's in the frame.
Right.
Our mission here is to really dig into why it hits so hard. Why does it stick with you? What's it telling us about, I don't know, ambition, regret, the whole human condition?
Right.
We'll be looking at art critiques, bits about Doré's life, the history around it, trying to peel back all those layers of tragedy, empathy, and the symbols packed in there.
And it's such a prime example of what Doré was always trying to do, isn't it?
Yeah.
He wanted his art to, quote, awaken thought and emotions.
Ah.
He really believed art should do more than just show something. It needed to move you, maybe challenge you, make you think.
And the Acrobat certainly does that. It forces you to feel, definitely.
Absolutely. And then you start wondering why you're feeling it so intensely.
So to really get the depth of this painting, maybe we should start with the artist himself, Gustave Doré. What was it about him that led to this kind of work? He lived 1832 to 1883. French artist, hugely prolific, influential.
Right. And known for so much. Illustrations, paintings, watercolors, even sculpture.
But it's his illustrations that many people recognize first.
That's true. But here's something fascinating how he saw himself.
Yeah.
Despite all that success illustrating, he was convinced, absolutely convinced he was born a painter.
Really?
Yeah. He famously said he basically illustrated just to pay the bills so he could paint.
Huh?
It wasn't just practical. It was this inner drama for him. He really wanted that recognition for his painting above all.
Huh. Interesting.
And you see why his work goes beyond just illustration. People talk about his phenomenal visual memory, his incredible imagination, those sort of visionary abilities, the dreamlike quality. He wasn't just drawing pictures for books. He was creating these deep interpretations, turning text into visuals, or like with the Acrobats, turning a real event into this profound emotional landscape.
And his illustrations are genius. Before we get right into the Acrobats, maybe give us a taste of that range. What kind of iconic stuff did he illustrate?
Oh, definitely. I mean, the scope is huge. Think about Rabelais' Gargantua and Pantagruel, that kind of grotesque comic world.
Okay.
Then jump to the complete opposite. Dante's Divine Comedy. He painted these incredibly vivid hellscapes, but also the celestial visions. Just stunning.
Wow.
He did Cervantes' Don Quixote, too, even traveled to Spain to really soak it all in, capture the feel of it.
Immersion.
Yeah. And then something totally different again. London. A pilgrimage. These stark, really powerful images of Victorian London showing the harsh realities, the shadows, the social divides.
So he could do fantasy, epics, gritty realism.
Exactly. And always with that unique Doré touch, that visual storytelling power. He had this incredible knack for atmosphere.
Okay, so a true master storyteller in images. Now, the Acrobats, this is where it gets, well, incredibly intense. Because this wasn't just imagination.
No, it wasn't.
It was inspired by something real. A newspaper report, right? A terrible accident, a family of circus performers. Their young son died after a performance.
Yes, a real tragedy. And Doré apparently read about it and was just deeply affected. Actually, more than affected initially. He was furious.
Furious with
Yeah.
the parents.
Yeah. There's a quote attributed to him where he asks something like, how can someone call themselves a parent if they force their child to do a dangerous act just to gain money? It's raw anger.
Wow. You can feel that?
You absolutely can. And you see that initial visceral reaction somehow transform, but still fuel the painting's emotional weight. It's just immediate.
So describe it for us. What hits you first when you see it?
Right in the center, you're confronted by the mother. Her eyes are clamped shut. Tears are just streaming down her face, and she's cradling her son.
Oh, man.
And the boy. He's clearly bleeding, dying. His skin is so pale, his lips slightly parted. You can almost feel the agony, the life fading. It's hard to look at.
And the father.
He's beside them, just slumped, still in his costume, which makes it even more jarring. He looks completely hopeless, crushed. You feel this immense weight of blame settling on him.
Yeah.
And the silence. It feels like this heavy, unbearable silence, maybe broken only by the child's last breaths. Instantly, that nothing can fix this. It's done. Irreversible loss, captured right there.
And Doré's own words about it, they really cut deep, don't they? He said, to gain money, they have killed their child.
And in killing him, they have found out that they had hearts.
Oof, that hits hard. It shows his focus shifted maybe from pure anger to this profound empathy, but also highlighting the devastatingly late realization.
Exactly. It's not just about the accident anymore. It becomes this universal drama about responsibility, regret, the price of ambition, maybe?
Choices parents make under pressure.
Right. And how loss can just brutally expose everything.
Yeah.
It makes you think about those moments where awareness comes too late.
It really does. And the painting itself, it draws you in so closely.
It does. Critics talk about this unnerving sense of intimacy. You feel like you're witnessing something incredibly private, almost sacred, even though it probably happened near a crowd.
Yeah, that contrast, a public performance, but this intensely private grief.
And the quietness of it? There's no screaming, no wild gestures, just this deep, quiet agony. It paradoxically makes the pain feel louder somehow.
It's been called a quiet hymn to empathy.
That fits perfectly.
Yeah.
And a meditation on the human condition. It forces you to confront sorrow, but maybe also your own capacity for compassion. You can't just glance at it and walk away.
No, you really can't. So beyond that raw emotion, Doré layered in meanings, right? Let's unpack some of the symbols he used. They seem to add another whole dimension.
Absolutely. They deepen the narrative, push you to think beyond the immediate scene. Let's start with the Ace of Spades, if you look closely at the mother's feet.
Okay, yeah, I see the cards scattered there.
Right. And the Ace of Spades is prominent, right by her left foot. Now, traditionally, that card can symbolize imminent death, bad fortune.
Oh, wow.
So its presence right there. Some read it as suggesting, possibly, that the mother knew the risk, knew the potential outcome, but pushed the child anyway.
So was it fate or a warning she ignored? That adds a chilling layer.
It really does. It makes you question foresight, ambition, the warnings we might choose to ignore. A very subtle but damning detail.
Okay, so a potential ignored warning. What else did he include?
Well, then there's the owl. See it perched on the drum beside the mother. It's chained, too.
Yeah, I see it staring right out.
Right. And the owl has this dual symbolism. Ancient world. Wisdom. But in Roman tradition, it was often seen as a bad omen, a harbinger of death, especially if seen in daylight.
Ah, okay. Not just wisdom here, then.
Probably not. Its wide-open eyes staring at the viewers almost seem to be announcing the death, confirming it, and maybe hinting at a lack of wisdom, a lack of good judgment in the parents' choices that led here.
Like a silent accusation, almost.
Kind of. A feathered witness may be judging the situation.
What about the other animals? There are dogs there, too, right?
Yes, the dogs. You have the father's bulldog and the mother's Bichon, I think. And look how they're positioned.
They're both looking towards the child.
Exactly. With this incredibly sad look. Critics suggest they seem to empathize with the suffering of their masters, sharing the emotion. They represent fidelity, shared sorrow.
So even the animals feel the weight of it.
Yeah, reflecting the grief, underlining the family's brokenness, even as the animals stay loyal. It shows how deep sorrow permeates everything.
And then there are people in the background.
Right, the onlookers. Way in the back in the shadows, you see this crowd. They're described as curious, watching from a distance.
Just watching.
Yeah, in quiet but staying apart is how one source puts it. It really highlights the family's isolation. Surrounded by people, maybe moments after a performance, but utterly alone in this devastating grief.
That's harsh. A reminder of how grief isolates, even in public.
And maybe a subtle commentary on how easily we can become voyeurs to suffering, keeping our distance.
It's an incredible amount of symbolic detail. Does it risk, I don't know, making it feel too intellectual, taking away from the raw gut punch of the scene? Or does it enhance it?
That's a fair question, but I think here it absolutely enhances it. The symbols don't dilute the emotion. They give it context, they amplify the tragedy, make it feel bigger, more timeless.
Like it's tapping into older stories, archetypes.
Exactly. It becomes about human failing, fate, things we all grapple with. Doré wanted to provoke thought and emotion, remember. The symbols help do that. They invite you to contemplate, not just react.
Okay, that makes sense. So it's not just what he painted or the symbols he hid in plain sight, but how he painted it. The composition, the light, the color. How do those choices hammer home the emotional weight?
Oh, hugely.
Yeah.
Doré was a master of composition. Let's talk about the light and dark, the clair obscure. Classic dramatic lighting.
Strong contrasts.
Exactly. Notice how the brightest light falls directly on the child and the mother. That's deliberate. It pulls your eye right to the absolute heart of the tragedy. You can't miss it.
And the background.
Much darker. Where the fall likely happened, where those onlookers are, it's all in shadow. It really emphasizes the private agony happening in this sort of spotlight of grief, separating them from the world.
Isolating them further.
Precisely. And the colors. They're so strategic. That vivid red from the child's wound against his deathly pale skin. It's a brutal visual of life draining away.
Dark.
Very. And then you have the bright, almost garish, vivid colors of the circus clothes on the parents, contrasted with the stark whiteness of the injured child's clothing.
Performance versus reality.
Yeah, it highlights the end of the show, the shattering of illusion, and the fragility of life underneath the costume.
Yeah.
And something else about color, that long blue coat the mother wears.
Yes.
Some critics have noted it's reminiscent of depictions of the Virgin Mary, specifically in Pietà scenes.
Mary holding the body of Christ.
Exactly. It subtly links her specific personal grief to this universal image of maternal sorrow and sacrifice, elevates it, makes it feel almost sacred in its pain.
That adds another incredible layer. What about the lines, the structure within the painting? Does he guide our eye with angles too?
Oh, definitely. The use of diagonals is really clever. There's an imaginary diagonal running from the top right down to the lower left, right?
Okay, I can see that.
And the child's body lies right along that line. It creates this strong visual path of descent, pulling your eye downwards, echoing the fall, the path towards death.
Like gravity itself is in the composition?
Kind of, yeah. And there's more. Look for a red diagonal. You can trace it from the tambourine through the child's red shorts, the father's red hat, maybe even the tightrope support in the background.
Connecting the red elements.
Right. And then there's a parallel blue diagonal, the bulldog's head covering, the mother's blue robe, the poodle's outfit. These lines create this subtle visual resonance, tying everything together, guiding your eye through the whole tragic tableau, reinforcing the feeling that all these elements are connected, leading to this one inevitable point. It feels both meticulously planned and tragically fated.
Wow. This deep dive really shows Doré wasn't just illustrating a sad story. He was orchestrating an entire emotional experience through symbols, light, color, composition, everything.
Absolutely.
It's such a powerful testament to how art can make us feel, make us question, connect us to something profoundly human, even centuries later. It's more than just paint on canvas.
It really is. And it loops back to his intention, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Creating art that awakens thought and emotions. The Acrobats is undeniably a powerful evocation of compassion and charity. Apparently, Dore even considered just calling it agony.
Agony, that says it all. It was his way of processing that real event, finding the universal human truth in it, moving past just showing what happened to commenting on, well, us, our failings, our capacity for heartbreak. You know, it's strange, even with all these symbols, the ace of spades, the owl, the despair, all pointing so clearly towards death, towards this terrible, irreversible guilt, there's still a tiny part of you looking at it that just wishes it wasn't true. You almost want to believe the child could somehow be healed, that maybe the parent's awakening, that realization Doré mentioned, could magically undo it all. It's that power of art again, isn't it? Making you hope against hope, even when the brutal truth is right there. What really stays with you when you think about this painting?